Yo, what's up? Been a minute since I did a video for my channel. I've been mostly posting stuff on body bags, stuff like that. But I had just got done doing the Cube trilogy, last set of videos I made for my channel, and I decided to watch another collection of films that have been in my to-watch list for a minute. That figured I'd see what's up with it, give it a try. I wasn't too familiar with a lot of Larry Fessenden's stuff, but I decided to review the Larry Fessenden collection put out by Scream Factory. Um, like I said, I haven't seen a whole lot of his stuff. I did see Wendigo previously, and I remember it being alright. That was a long time ago I saw that. But yeah, I decided to pick this up because I like Scream Factory. It looked like a nice collection. I remembered Wendigo being alright, and I was kind of interested to see some of Larry Fessenden's other films. So, but this collection was like $60, I think, 50 something, and I don't know if it was worth that exactly, but I'll just get into the films themselves. The first one, No Telling, from 91, is actually my favorite one out of all four of the movies he put out. In this collection, I mean, basically this dude, he's like a scientist and he has these grants to do these research. So him and his wife rent this house or whatever in the country, and he's doing all these experiments and stuff and won't let her into his lab to see what's going on. So she's stuck, roaming the town, making friends with people and getting to know town and all that. And so you don't really see much of the scientist husband because he's down doing his experiments and stuff. And it's eventually realized that he's like taking animals and like trapping them and stuff, and he's experimenting on them, and you're not really sure what he's trying to do with these animals, but it's not good and all that. And basically the people that the wife is befriending in the town, they all kind of get the hint of what he's doing, and there's basically a big showdown. But the ending scene was really disturbing to me. That's what really made it my favorite one out of all of them, and that was because it was just it's like a Frankenstein type thing. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to give anything away, but what he's doing to these animals, like when you see the final product of what he's doing, it was kind of disturbing to me. So yeah, No Telling was definitely my favorite out of the four, and it wasn't amazing, but it was definitely pretty entertaining, and the one that I definitely felt the most, I guess, out of all four. And the special features on that, obviously a new HD transfer, which surprisingly to me, the transfer to No Telling looked better than Habit and Wendigo. But I'll get into the last winner too, because I had the best transfer. But anyways, so there's a making of No Telling, deleted scenes, a short film he did in '97 called White Trash, and that's about it. I haven't watched a lot of the special features. I will eventually whenever I bust this collection out again, because that's usually what I'll do, is I'll watch a movie, put it away for a little bit, then when I bust it out again, rewatch it. I'll rewatch all the special features and stuff. But the next one was Habit, and that was from '97. And basically in the '90s, there was like a lot of these inner city vampire flicks coming out. I think Abel Ferreira had one, and a bunch of other ones. But basically, Larry Fessenden plays the main character in this. He's a functioning alcoholic, and basically he meets this girl at the party who he seems to like, and she likes him. And it's later discovered throughout various things that she's a vampire and all that. And that's basically the gist of that. I thought the movie was alright. I'm not a huge like vampire fan as far as movies go, but I will say, if I was to watch a vampire movie, it would be more something like this, like something more realistic, because this was like a more realistic take on how like a vampire thing would go, which I thought was really cool. Has a gritty New York feel, kind of like Maniac or something, so I thought that was really cool. I liked seeing Larry Fessenden playing it. He actually was a decent, really good actor. I actually would give Habit probably my third favorite out of all of them. It was pretty good, and the special features, they do a new director-approved HD transfer. The making of Habit, short film he did in '82 called Habit. Some music video he directed. It actually includes his short film Ennis for Nexus from the movie ABC's of Death 2 that he did, and the making of Ennis for Nexus, that short film. You know, it was an alright movie. I'll rewatch it again eventually, but I wasn't overly impressed with it, but it was alright. Now the third one, Wendigo. Uh, this one basically, the kid from Malcolm in the Middle, the youngest kid, Dewey, named Eric Per Sullivan. He and his family are heading to the winter, like some small town during the winter to get away from the big city for a weekend and all that. And basically, the kid goes to this drugstore, and this Indian guy gives him kind of a totem of a Wendigo, and tells him, oh, it's a spirit that if you fuck with the nature and the elements and all that, this Wendigo creature will come and get you. And he basically asks the kid, do you believe me? And he says, yeah. So he gives it to him, and then he tries to leave the store. And the woman who works at the shop says, oh, I'm the only one that works here, blah, blah, blah. So, you realize the Indian dude's a spirit, And basically, there's like weird little plot things going on. Like, there's this dude who was hunting a deer, and the family, when they first arrive in the town, they hit the deer, and he has like a vendetta against them and all that because he broke the antlers of this deer and all that. But so you're sitting there wondering, and he's like stalking them through the windows and stuff like that. So there's like a lot of weird little things like that. The ending, it was alright. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending. It was kind of like an ambiguous ending. It was okay though, but like you weren't sure if it was all in Eric Per Sullivan's head or if it was legit. I gotta say, the way the Wendigo looks in this movie is awful. Like, there's a scene where Eric Per Sullivan's running away from the Wendigo, and you could tell there's just sticks put all over around the camera while he's running. And I just wasn't a big fan of the way the Wendigo looked. But I mean, that could all be budget and stuff, so I can't complain too hard about that. But Wendigo actually is my least favorite out of all four of these. Special features, obviously new HD transfer, audio commentary with just Larry Fessenden, and then there's audio commentary with Patricia Clarkson, Jake Weber, and I think John Spiridakos is the dude who plays the hillbilly dude who is like peering in their windows, though. I'm not positive about that. There's a trailer for a Wendigo animated series Larry Fessenden tried to get off the ground, and when he introduces this animated trailer, he says this was like an idea he was shopping around and all that, but no one picked it up and stuff. And judging from the animation and stuff, you could see why it didn't look too good, to be honest with you. Short film Santa Claus, which was something he introduced it. He said his wife was doing some festival, like some Christmas horror festival thing where every day of December in like 2012 or something, they would deliver a video to your mailbox or to your email. It was just a little short or whatever, so he did a little short for that, and it was, I didn't dig it. It was kind of, I just didn't dig it. It's just what it was. And then the last movie, which I just got done watching about 5 minutes ago, The Last Winter. Never heard of it before I got this. Didn't know anything about it, but basically, Ron Perlman and his crew of people, the one woman in the crew, or one of the two women in the crew is the mom from American Horror Story Season 1, and there's some other people, like the one dude, Motor, looks really familiar. I know I've seen him in a lot of stuff. I can't think of what I would have seen him in, but basically it's this crew, oil drilling crew there in the Arctic, and it basically has a lot of similarities to The Thing. Everything's whited out. They're in some like campsite in Antarctica, and they're Alaska or wherever it is, and they're basically there's a dude there who's sent by a certain company to make sure they're doing everything and it's not affecting the ozone layer or whatever, ice caps melting and stuff. Basically that, he's saying that the permafrost is melting and it's letting out something evil or whatever. And, weird things start to happen. This dude gets lost out in the Antarctic, and he comes back and he's all crazy and all that. He ends up videotaping something, saying, you guys see it? You guys see it? He ends up videotaping this like creature thing. And about three-quarters through this movie, you hear the two people, they're sitting there talking, and they start talking about the Wendigo legend and all that. And then when you realize the Wendigo legend is about this creature that comes and kills you when you mess with nature or anything bad against nature, it starts to all connect to this. I think Last Winter was meant to be a sequel to Wendigo, because when the creature is like seen, it's a Wendigo. So, I mean, I think it would have been cool if they said beforehand that it's pretty much a Wendigo sequel. But it was cool, like discovering it three-quarters through the movie, because I was watching it the whole time, not expecting it at all, and it makes it a little bit better. Because I personally think The Last Winter was my second favorite out of all of them. I think the effects for the Wendigo look better. I mean, it was CGI, but it did look better than what they had going in the first one. Uh, yeah, but that's basically with that. The ending I loved. It had a real negative downer ending, which I thought was awesome. But the special features on this one are director approved HD transfer, making of The Last Winter, promo films by him for the movie Stakeland, which are three little origins, Jebediah and Mister, which are little clips for the show Stakeland. And that's about it. And it also comes with a 24-page little booklet, Larry Fessenden and all that. You know, I gotta say, after watching all these, I'm not the hugest fan of Larry Fessenden. I think it's pretty good. It's all right. It's a different style of horror. This is more of like eco-friendly. Trying to think of like the best. I don't know, like eco-friendly nature kind of horror. You know, I thought Wendigo was the worst, and that was actually the one I thought was going to be the best. So it's kind of surprising on that front, you know. But overall, I'd say if you could find this set for 40, 45 bucks, I definitely recommend picking it up. You know, 60 to me is a little much for it. Although I do gotta say, I love that cover. The artwork is awesome. But yeah, I'm sure you may be able to find this for like 45 now. I don't know. I bought this like a year and a half after it came out, and it still had this slip box, so you should still be good getting the slip box even if you order it now on Amazon. So it is what it is. I mean, they're definitely cool to have in the collection. So, all right, guys, peace.